It is time to get all of your technology and gadgets onto your utility belt. We're cracking down on Sci-Fi today, Shokun and Ojo-chans. Welcome everybody to the top 10 best sci-fi anime of all time. My name is Misty / Chronexia. We're redoing a bunch of old lists. We've been killing it lately. Fantasy, action, harem, school, mystery. Now it's time to take a look into sci-fi. As usual, the 10 entry are writing akimbo style. One hand, we have a classic entry for all the good Shokun and Ojo-chans that have never seen an anime in their entire lifetime. In the left hand, a lesser known title, equally as good, but lesser known about, so everyone can leave here with a plan to watch list that keep telling themselves, yeah, I'll check it out later, but they never get around to because time is fleeting and we're all dying of boredom, so skip to the entries list. Number 10! The Irregular and Magic High School. Let's break off the ice with an instant classic. You think because the anime is called Irregular at Magic High School, it's more about fantasy than sci-fi, but you'd be mistaken. The anime takes a group of teenagers where everyone is assigned to a class. Either you're a gifted soul and you belong with the elites, or you're trash and you should be treated as such. But what if someone got mislabeled with immense power yet ends up in the B tier class? Well, it's a really fun and addictive anime you'll most likely binge in a weekend, but even if you do, or if you've seen it before, there's a brand new sequel coming out right now in October 2020, so for sure you got new content worth checking out. But in the off chance you're watching this video in the future, where I hope they have invented teleportation and you're all caught up, ever tried a certain scientific railgun? Also known as the Towaru franchise, it's a very big series that mixes magic and science in a very interesting way. Though the timeline can be a bit confusing, and if you're struggling with that, I would recommend you to watch out my Chronexiology that I did for that anime. It'll help you get started. Bang bong, it's number 9 time. Symphogear. Both entries for number 9 I feel are severely underlooked, as is everything I talk about. Symphogear is a high-octane action sci-fi story about girls adorning battlesuits to take on alien invasions. With music, it's weird on paper, but amidst a cast of lovable girls, skimpy outfits, kick-ass music, and big-ass explosions, there's not a lot more you can ask for. Maybe a little bit of lesbian action. Give it a try. Give it a try. It's one of those anime that keeps building on itself with every new season. Seriously, check out that My Anime List score for the last season. XV, I think it's 15. I don't know. XV. I'm not making up those numbers. As for a counterpart, the only other niche sci-fi anime that meets these exact criteria has to be Mahou Shoujo Lyrical Nanoha, another anime that constantly improves on itself, with a mainly female cast getting naked to put on battlesuit. I said getting naked, and then duking it out with magical science. Did I said they were getting naked? Watch it, it's worth it. There's so much to unpack in these two shows that my meager description cannot give them justice, but if you ever thought to yourself, what the heck? I'm into lollies right now. I'll try something new. This might pleasantly surprise you. For the inevitable jury that will come to arrest me, I must specify that I was being facetious, in case that wasn't obvious enough. Number 8, Last Exile. Alright, Last Exile is a bit complex to narrow down in a few lines. There's this world where the main way of going is with planes. Planes are filled with liquid crystals that you cannot and must not smoke. Crystals are regulated by the government called the Guild, and in there is 2 teenagers who fly a common small plane as they work as delivery man and woman. They have to do a special delivery through the jet stream, which is a wild air current that even the best of ships struggles to go through, and scene. It's pretty wild, but stick to the original. The sequel kinda dropped the ball in the stairs onto the basement that's super dark and creepy, where you may or may not think there's a ghost in there. And if you're already through with that one, Might I recommend you Bonen no Xamdo? A very obscure anime, but equally as good as Last Exile. A story about a peaceful island that gets caught in the middle of two raging nations, and said island becomes the battleground for their feud. With advanced technology, it's just such a good one that people miss out on, because it's a net anime rather than one that airs on TV, so they generally get shafted because of it. A big mistake. Number 7, Plastic Memories. When science hit advanced level of AI and robotic gives you lifelike seamless android that goes beyond the uncanny valley, you're left wondering one thing: why hasn't the sex market exploded? No, but what about the feels? I know we had Plastic Memories in the heartbreaking top 10 list, but I'd be remiss if I didn't make an exception to my no duplicates rule for this one time. So get off my dick. A story about a guy working for a company that decommissioned obsolete android once they're past their expiration date, like my wife does with every food-related item. My god. You cannot keep anything in this fridge. Along with his robot helper Isla, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I recommend it if you've been feeling like a good cry. The first episode is enough to get the waterwork on. If you're already done with it, have you ever seen the anime called Eve no Jikon? It's pretty niche, and it touches on similar topics with lifelike androids that you may or may not want to put your weenie in, that abides by the 3 laws of robotics, which, if you don't know them, they go like this. Number 1, don't injure humans or let them get injured by doing nothing. Number 2, always obey orders unless conflicts with rule number 1. And number 3, protect your own existence unless conflicting with rule number 1 and 2. Therefore, robots and Eve no Jikans are seen as mere appliances, and thus that goes onto the human rules of never put your dick inside an electrical socket. Number 6, Planetis. To quote my 3-year-old who watches Paw Patrol all the time, let's take to the sky. Planetis is an anime I'll never stop gushing about. In a distant future, there's a space station that orbits around the planet, and because of advanced space exploration, there's a lot of space debris. I have to stop saying the word space. The main character works on that station, and she must do spacewalks, god damn it, to clean up the junk. But on the station, that job of space janitor, I've committed to it at this point, is severely looked down upon, especially in times like now with COVIDs and seeing who the truly essential workers are. I think this anime is more relevant than ever. Be kind to your space janitor, they clean up your space crap. The other pickup for this one is Space Stelvia. No, it's just called Stelvia. Gosh, this one's so nice. Another anime in the distant future where a supernova wiped off almost the entirety of humanity, and there's only a few space stations left in a space solar system, and one space girl is appointed to Space Earth Station after clearing her Space Academy entrance exam, and she must prevent another space catastrophe from space happening. Number 5, Darken in Black. You can't really go sci-fi without dipping your toe into this one. Darken in Black is a story about mysterious gates appearing in the world. Gates, which leads in a dimension where the laws of physics are just whatever. And some people are granted supernatural abilities, thus leading in an underground organization profiting of said power and the government hard-pressed to make it stop. It's a really powerful show with a sequel, slightly weaker, yet still worth checking out. If you've seen it, then my other go-to pick would have to be Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. Gits is a bit of a cornerstone anime, sci-fi police work with mechas and detectives, an equally dark ambience with a strong female lead, and a very gruesome take on a dystopian future. Both shows highly recommendable. Number 4, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is you know what? you're not gonna watch it. Cause it's just not gonna be a recommendation for about 95% of the people watching this video. It's over 110 episodes of space opera with advanced tactical military feat and rich characters. It's ranked at the number 5 best anime of all time, but what do they even know about it? I assure you, you're never gonna like it. The way I compare it is like Game of Thrones meets Star Trek. So because I know you and the fact that you hate animes from the 90s, or the fact that they're slow paced or dialogue heavy, you're never gonna watch this one, so forget I even mentioned it. Instead, look at Crest of the Stars or Terra E. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that one. Not really on par with Galactic Heroes, but who cares about that one? It's so 90s anyway. In terms of scope, but still massively good space opera of their own. If you like the genre, Crest of the Stars also have a romantic subplot if you're the kind of person like me who just like that additional spark in space, which is never recommended, mind you, from a scientific point, but I'm never gonna go there, so why do I give a shit? Number 3, Astra Lost in Space. You knew it was coming. The good old number 3 in these lists, or how I've come down to call them, Misty's excuse to talk about a show he really likes and no one is watching. Astra Lost in Space is a fucking gem, and you're an idiot if you sleep on it. Nope, sorry, I just dropped the truth. Come on, folks, I'm on a crusade here with this show. A story about a group of students who, during a mandatory field trip, they land on a distant planet who has a wormhole that sucks them deep inside the confine of space. They miraculously find an abandoned spaceship and then try to make it back home. Every episode is cliffhangers. The show is a master of misdirection, and I would give my left nut if that would imply that everyone in the world knows about this fucking anime. Like, seriously, I have 2 kids, I'm done with these, I don't need them anymore. Though, if you've seen them and you want another anime with space, my backup on this one is gonna be Space Brothers. 2 brothers who have a fascination for space make a promise to become astronauts and go when they're older. You follow them to see how that plays out. It's even better rated than Astra, but my left nut is in the game for the other one, so watch either, really. Number 2, Trigun. Let's bring it home with Trigun, a science fiction anime about Vash the Stampede, a renowned wanted man with a bounty on his head of a gigantic fortune, as he is nothing shy of unstoppable. But when you get to know him, there's a lot that seems off about him. Once again, a masterpiece anime made by Madhouse Studio. This is the kind of show that is carried solely by the main character, more so than the story itself. But if you've seen it, there's always Gungrave. 'Twas the only other sci-fi title I could find with gun in the title. I mean, that's actually worth a damn. Gungrave, who's also been made by Madhouse, mind you, is the story of 2 brothers who joins a mafia organization. One of the bros want to raise in the ranks, while the other one is just content with menial tasks. It's actually pretty freaking dark. And finally, the number 1 best sci-fi anime of all time, you absolutely expect it, it's Steins Gate. I don't think there's a better candidate for the best title. It's been revered by the community since almost over a decade. Number 2 as the best anime of all time, just behind Fullmetal Alchemist. Do people still need me to praise it? Well, I'll do it anyway, cause it's my job. A show about a mad scientist who finds a way to go back in time after witnessing the tragic end of one character they meet. Trying to avert that fateful ending, he must go back in time over and over and over again to try and alter the events leading to this, but breaking off one branch seems to cause a cascade of unrelentless misfortune. It's about time traveling, which everyone loves. Have you ever read my book I wrote? Shameless plug. If you've seen it and want another time traveling story, beside my book and this one, and ReZero, and The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, have a shot at Sagrada Reset, a story about a town where people have unique ability, One of those people is Haruki, a girl who can wind time back up to 3 days prior. Only problem is everyone lose their memory with this ability, except the main character who has his own ability, photographic memory. Try it out, they solve weird mysteries together.
そうか。じゃあ僕が一人目だ。
And thus adds a brand new set of 20 additional anime for you to check out. If you haven't caught up on it so far, no, I've not been drunk this entire video. I've been sleep deprived. That's my drug as a dad. If you've been watching me redo these top 10 lists, now we're starting to get quite tricky. If you haven't noticed, we have a no duplicate rule, as I've mentioned, so that I don't end up talking about Hunter x Hunter every video. If you're keeping track of all the new lists, we're down by almost 150 good anime, since I keep taking the best of the best. How far can I keep going without snapping over? So if you're like, what the fuck, Misty? Don't you know Code Geass and Gurren Lagann are far superior sci-fi anime? Yeah, no shit, I'm playing 4D chess here for you, so why don't you show some goddamn gratitude and understand that mayhaps he'll fit better on another list down the road. Just let me get to it, gosh! And that's the T, sis. So yeah, try your luck on another video, is what I'm saying. Alright, later, Moon Crater.
Hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.